Well, Josefina, can you explain what happened to you today at Le Bourget when you went to the COP21 conference?
Yes, I should say that I'm quite surprised. Something unexpected really happened. Marcos and I went to the COP21 to just find out how it was and to see if we found a place to just project our message of climate manipulation, right? And at the entrance there are some columns, you know, with all these flags of these different countries participating in the COP. And we decided that we were going to take pictures with our poster under the flags of those countries implied in climate engineering. So we started by China.
Yeah.
And we put this poster under the flag.
It says the climate is not mad, it's being manipulated.
The climate is not mad, it's being manipulated. Here is the climate that is in French, and here is in English. The climate is not crazy, it's been manipulated. Stop geoengineering, you know. And then we exposed this one. You said it says climate manipulation, no thanks.
Yeah.
And when we were taking a picture of this, three security agents came up to us and they said, what are you doing? We explained them that we were taking a picture, and they said, you cannot do that. We said, why? We cannot do that. We are not harming anyone. Yes, but you are expressing views under the flag of one country, and that is not right. And I said, what do you mean? We are investigating climate manipulation. Isn't here the climate forum, you know, the summit for the climate forum? And they said, yes, but I said, then we are in the right place, aren't we? No, anyway, they didn't agree with us. They thought that we were expressing opposing views to those of the official climate summit, and so they took us apart. They detained us for about 45 minutes. We couldn't go anywhere. We have to give them our ID cards. They check out to see if Interpol had an order on us. We said, well, not now. So we were detained for about 45 minutes, and then we said, well, can we leave? Finally, they tell us that they have to take away our posters from us. I said, on what grounds? Come on, I mean, we haven't done any harm to anyone. We are in a democracy. We are not yelling, you know, we are not doing any terrorist action. Why do you behave like that with us? Anyway, he said he received orders to take away our posters from us. And then, so finally, 45 minutes later, he said, well, you are free, you can leave. And we said, we are not leaving. You have to really give us a report telling that you have retained us here for about 45 minutes and that you took away 5 of our posters, all we have. You know, it's nothing much, it's just one euro each page, but it's our money, you know? And so we want the posters back. He said, well, you won't have the posters back. Anyway, the issue was closed with him, so I asked where the General Commissariat was, because we wanted to place a plane. So finally we went there, we placed a plane.
A complaint,
excuse me. And finally, well, I insisted to recuperate our posters. It's not really the money, it's just a question of principle.
Yes,
Come on.
getting them back.
Getting them back is a question of principle. of respect. So finally, we waited and we got the posters back.
You got them back?
We got them back. So they explained us the protocol, how this complaint is going to be taken care of. And they will, once the COP will be finished, then our complaint will be taken care of and will be called on the phone and will be given the resolution. So I said, well, I don't want phone calls. I want a resolution, but I want it in writing.
Mm.
Because otherwise, when you say that, nobody's going to believe it.
Yes.
The police, and I should say that they were polite, very pressing but polite. The police that took my complaint, he said, do you feel that you have been retained in an unjust manner? And I said, well, yes, because, well, if I had done this, for example, in China, I could expect to be retained by the police because, well, you don't have a very democratic country, right? But how could I expect to be retained for that? In European Union, in France, the origin of democracy, equity, liberty, fraternity, come on.
How did they react when you said that?
Well, they said that they understand. So I didn't lose the time anyway, because those 45 minutes I took them to give them a small conference on how they are manipulating our climate. And I just told them, yes, I understand you are on their part, but let me do my job, because my job is also, it concerns you. We are working for you, we are working for your kids, we are working for the future generations. This information is being occulted, is being hidden to society, and let me do my job. This is all I do in my life. I have to make this information be understood and uncovered just to society. So please, let me do my job, So anyway...
Do you think this message is going to get through to the majority of people who came to COP21?
No, I don't think so. Because they come just with a frame of mind all set up.
Is there anything else to add, Josefina?
Well, it was more surprising yet when we were free to go, that they asked us not to even take pictures with this button. We had to cover the button. So I told them, but listen, this is incredible. Do you mean that you have to, if you don't want to take it off, you just have to cover it? So they knew that I was going to make the pictures with this button in all the flags that I wanted to take pictures, right? And so I told them, well, listen, don't look at me, or don't look too close anyway. So they laughed, and finally I went to the flags, all the flags, and I took the picture with the, here it says climate manipulation, no thank you. So this is, the way we stated our will to pass our information, our message. So anyway, it was done. They were close by and they looked at a different place.
Yes, it's a message, I think, that doesn't need to be stated with as much noise and fuss as some of the other messages that are being stated here. And of course, some of the behaviour of the police has been worse than the behaviour that you have encountered. But on the other hand, the message that you have been giving is a much more important and much more, shall we say, substantial message. This is the real message that should be getting through.
Well, I hope this is the message that they are going to think tonight anyway.
Let's hope so.